Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I am alive, thankfully. Gonna let people stroll in here, but sure, I'm gonna have to repeat this a couple times. The reason why I have not been streaming is I had a bad back spasm. It's an old college injury. Still dealing with it. Had it last Thursday, was improving. On Sunday, I had a setback. And yeah, when it's raging on me, I can't even stand. It just totally disconnects my core. So a reminder, take care of yourself. I also have Achilles tendonitis right now, so I've not been as active. And that's a big reason why my back seizes up. So make sure you join my Discord. The link is below. I always keep people notified on Discord. But yeah, the back, it's just like it's like the muscle squeezes and like you're being stabbed and you can't undo it. And so stunk, had a bunch of muscle relaxers in me, was in no state to really stream or even keep my eyes open, but we're back. We're trending better. Anyways, let's jump right into the best ball. Obviously, everything got thrown off. Yeah, I played rugby in college and I didn't hydrate well, and then I sprinted, so is what it is. It's like my shoulder, back, core. Just, if you're watching my channel, just say posture check, and I'll try to up my posture. No, it was crazy. I literally could not get up from my bed. It took an hour to get up to go to the walk-in clinic and get some muscle relaxers. Anyways, let's start with the Eliminator for me. Abysmal week for me in the Eliminator. And of course, I'm dealing with this really bad back spasm. And people in the Discord are like, oh, it must be because he lost 5 teams in the Eliminator. He's not streaming. It's like, my God, guys. No, that is not why. Anyways, I'm down to 1 team. Kind of a brutally unlucky. Who cares, right? I had 6. Going into Monday Night Football, my Bills lost. And I was struggling to keep my eyes open even for that game. So the Bills lose, and I don't get Dalton Kincaid gets ruled out. I think he'll be okay after the bye. And I was projected to pick up 2 more teams, but I didn't. So anyways, I only got 1 team left for the Eliminator. It's the team I drafted with Davis. Yeah. Also, Davis, cease and desist. Cease and desist. The Best Ball Leaderboard show is my thing that I've been doing. Who's David versus Paul? Best Ball Leaderboard show is something I've done for 2-3 years running. David's got 5 trillion things here. Best Ball Leaderboard. Okay, you kind of changed it from Best Ball Leaderboard show, but cease and desist, Davis. Anyways, my team with Davis is Goff, Herbert, Penix, CMC, HN, Harvey, Dobbins, Woody Marks, Kendre. So loaded at quarterback, loaded at running back. JSN, Mike Evans, JMO, Golden, Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Douglas, Kincaid, and Pitts. Really needs Mike Evans back, which seems like we might get that. And definitely need some big games from the wide receivers. JSN has a week 8 bye, so that is coming up. Honestly, a strong tight end duo of Kincaid and Pitts. Anyways, that's the Eliminator for me. Clean sweat for me. These are the guys now. I was kind of hoping it would get clean. I didn't want it this clean, is what it is. Let's just jump right into it. Thursday Night Football starts soon, and I got to eat soon. So, anyways, here's first place in Best Ball Mania right now. Prescott, May, Bijan, JT, Chuba, Javonte, Ray Davis, Rico Dowdle, Blake Corum. Definitely passes the smell test here. The Chuba-Rico combo, pretty interesting. JSN, 4th round, George Pickens, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs, Demario Douglas, Isaac Tesla, Trey Tucker. Honestly, the wide receiver group is pretty weak, right? JSN and George Pickens, okay. Addison here and there, okay. But then only really like Trey Tucker. I don't think this team will hold it down. And I think it's too weak at wide receiver to like they just have why did you take so many running backs on this team? It doesn't make any sense, right? Blake Corum definitely should have been a wideout. Is what it is. Ferguson, Hunter Henry. Eagles in second. This guy's been a long time best ball grinder. Let's see. Fields and Goff. Bijan, JT, Tracy, Judkins, Rico, Chris Rodriguez, JSN Pickens, J-Mo, Debo, Diggs, Troy Franklin, Diami Brown, Andrews, Ferg, Ertz. Team feels better constructed. Probably did not need a sixth running back, but that's cherry picking a little bit. For myself, the hero of this channel, 27 out of 150 teams currently, so pretty much right at average. My best team in the regular season is Goff, Herbert, Rodgers, Bijan, JT, Swift, JCM, Will Shipley, Ladd, J-Mo, Metcalf, Debo, Josh Downs, Alec, Imanor, Trey Tucker, Keandre Lambert, Smith, Colston Loveland, and Dallas Goedert. Let's look at the big dog. Ooh. Currently advancing 3 of 8 big dogs, barely. And I got a 4th in the hunt. So things are going well in the high-stakes streets for me. It's a little early for all that because, okay, we had more injuries. Let's talk about them. Help me out, guys, with the injuries. But Puka Nacua is a huge one. Seems like he is probably going to miss this week, have the bye, and then hopefully return. Seriously. You guys know that this injury was serious because I went to the walk-in clinic, which was like attached to a hospital during NFL Sunday. So my memory is pretty hazy as far as NFL Sunday. Wilson out for a little. Oh, Garrett Wilson. Okay. I was thinking Michael Wilson. That's correct. Michael Wilson's out. Emeka Egbuka. What's the timeline on Emeka Egbuka? Which hurts one of my high stakes teams. Looks like he's going to be, I don't know, a couple weeks minimum. The dangers of just open searching on Twitter. Okay. Justin, thank you. Egbuka probably till week 10. Would assume that, yeah, with the week 9 bye. Yeah, when you have a buyer on the corner, it just makes sense to play it easy. Here, let's type this in. NFL injuries. Someone's probably got something about this. Oh God, we don't want like every injury under the sun. Anthony, okay, this guy's probably got something. Deepak Chona, and NFL injury updates as of August 12th. So, I mean, October 12th. Puka Nacua, his guess is back by week 9. Mika Egbuka, average is 2 to 3 weeks, so probably post his week 9 bye. Marvin Harrison, 50-50. Debo, fine. Garrett Wilson, I think we saw 2 to 3 weeks on him. CeeDee Lamb is playing this week, I think we saw. Rashee Rice is back from suspension. Brock Bowers is probably going to sit out until after his bye. Bucks, Bucky Irving, his guess is 3 weeks. Amari Hampton IR, George Kittle. I don't think we're getting Kittle, but they did open the practice window. I'm not sure though. Lamar probably plays after his bye, which was this week. Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is practicing, but probably on the doubtful side. And Terry McLaurin, I think it was negative injury reporting. Well, I think so Travis Hunter didn't have the game log you want. So if you're just trying to be like, Travis Hunter didn't have a good game again. He didn't have the game log you want, but he is running the routes, which is what we want. Colston Loveland, I don't think he's running the routes yet, and I think that has to do with the injury, but let's look. I think we want this here. All right, let's find it. The Jaguars lost this game. But what's notable is they traded for a corner that fits their scheme a little bit better. And Travis Hunter ran 44 routes compared to Brian Thomas's 43, Diami Brown's 33. So it seems like perhaps this is because Bretton Strange got hurt. Perhaps this is because they just want to feature Travis Hunter more. Perhaps this is the corner trade. But the games will come if you're running these routes and you have the talent. Oh, yeah. DJ Moore went to the hospital. Chargers backfield. Let's just look at it. This is courtesy of PFF and Nathan Yonke. I think it's clearly Kamani Vidal, right? I was kind of 50-50 on that. I leaned Haskins' way a little bit. But let's see. The snap breakdown was 43 snaps for Vidal, 20 for Haskins, 21 routes for Vidal, 8 for Haskins, 4 targets for Vidal, and 18 carries compared to 1 and 6. So it's not even a question. It's clearly Kamani Vidal. The question is, though, will they trade for someone? Which I don't know. The Bears, don't think there's nothing really notable from the Bills other than Dawson Knox will run more routes without Dalton Kincaid. I think they really missed Dalton Kincaid in this one, and they should have played James Cook more. Like, I kind of feel like James Cook might get a lot more targets down the stretch because they need it in the passing game. Nothing notable, the Falcons, really. But the Bears are an interesting team. Luther Burden, post-bye, 15 snaps, 13 routes, 4 targets. So strong underlying numbers, terrible usage, though. Got to get that higher. And then Colston Loveland, pretty much in a pure timeshare with Cole Kmet right now. And I'm leaving a light on for optimism there because Loveland had the hip injury. Maybe he didn't get to practice fully. So let's see what I'm curious what like the route run data for Loveland will be in 2 weeks, you know? Anyways, enough of the minutia. Let's just look at some best ball teams. Nice play called back in the game. Yeah, I was really fading by that point. I seem to remember that though. Oh, I lost an Eliminator game because of that callback. Why can't the Bills have a legit wide receiver 1? Well, it's arguably Dalton Kincaid right now. And the thing is, the Bills had 2 answers for man coverage. They got Dalton Kincaid. They got Josh Palmer. Both got hurt in that game. I don't think, no, the Bills getting a second-round pick for Stephon Diggs at that point was an absolute steal. I think people are really going to overreact to them losing 2 games, which is fine, right? Like, that's what we do here. I try not to overreact as much, but here's my best big dog. A lot of good teams for me and others have Puka, so that's something to monitor. This team does not have Puka, So this team feels nice because it's got Nico through the bye. This team has Malik Neighbors. So it's like, it's harder to get excited about. It's like, oh, yay, a Malik Neighbors team, you know? Well, this is exciting. Let's talk about that. Olave and Jalen Waddle seem to be on the move. Obviously, I doubt Jalen Waddle gets traded to the Bills. That would be crazy. I've seen teams like the Giants floated for trading for Olave, which does make some sense. Not really for the Saints, but I get it from the Giants wanting to give Jackson Dart more weapons. I mean, this doesn't matter at all. Josh Palm, like, are you playing these guys? No way, right? New feature on Underdog. Portfolio tool. I mean, not on BBMDB. So, yeah, I don't draft as many teams as some people in Underdog because what I don't do is I don't draft 500 slow teams. I draft a lot of best ball teams, right? Like I drafted 363 on Underdog. What I also do more than others is I draft on other platforms. So I probably have a similar number on DraftKings. Then I do drafters and then I do some other stuff. So anyways, almost 400 Underdog teams for me. Like I'm sure if I just type in like Davis, he's done thousands. Yeah, 1,700 for Davis. So just shows you that I am not just pure volume maxing, right? If I really wanted to try to win as much as I could, I would draft 150 in all the puppies. Anyone got a higher number than that, by the way? Let's just check some people. Herzig, maybe? Doubtful, but maybe. Yeah, Herzig's like twice me. He did the super flex. Maybe Karain does a lot of slows. I don't know. 1,000 for him. Yeah, I did not max the mini Schnauzer 35. Anyways, guys, play around with that. Tell me if you can find a higher number than Davis's 1,700. But it's pretty cool because it shows you what you're advancing and what your baseline is when you factor in the advance rate for the different tournaments. And it just allows you to easily see all your tournaments, right? So there's a lot of tournaments where I just did like one team in them. Dude, I need this bad, man, because my back is already like this. And I'm at the computer. Sprint looks like we did 2, advancing 1. The pointer, I think I autoed these. Big Dog, this one obviously matters the most, but we're running good or / playing good there. 3 for 8. Schnauzer, 6 for 20. I autoed these 2, but with my May rankings. And then BBM, 27 of 150 and 49 of 150 big boards. I have no idea, but you'd have to ask him. But yeah, pretty cool thing here because, you know, a lot of people draft a lot of different things and it just gives you a nice, like, oh, it's like, okay, so I'm advancing 4 more percentile than expectation. Let's give me some usernames, guys. I want to see if we can find someone who did more than Davis. There's got to be. Who's got? Just throw out a user. Nez. 1,600 fraud. And how does, like, here's the difference between like me and Davis and Nez is like they max all these puppies. I usually don't do those. I just don't like being lol. Simo. Are you just wanting to see yourself or did you actually do more? No, you didn't. Ron Stewart? Maybe Ron. Is Ron a volume merchant? No. Ron's like me. Mythology? I could see Mythology up there. I kind of doubt it, but no way. 268. That's less than me. Sacrilegious. There's no username with sacrilegious. You need the exact username, and I don't know what it is. Does it show Eliminator entries? It does not show the Eliminator. This just shows the main. Guys, I don't want to see your username. I want someone who did more than 1,700. Sacrilegious did less. I did 363. And I definitely autoed some of these big boards and some of these like lower buy-in ones. But the main ones I did was Best Ball Mania and the big board, right? Oh, let's look up Eagles because he's a big volume guy of lower stake. Bretta James. I could see Bretta James up there. Now, guys, you guys give me the exact spelling. Because, like, this is not spelled right, so there's no way the Gritty did. Eagles maybe did, but I think this year, maybe he had like a bad year, so he did less volume this year. In the past, though, he probably did the most. Yeah, like 1,000 is light for him. Sam Olsen, 31. No, that's less. All right. No, Davis is taking the crown. Flock Fantasy? I really doubt. Mason seems to have a life to me. Flock, I think it's Fantasy Flock. Yeah, no. 61 big dogs, though. Who? Let's look through the big dogs. All right, let's look through the big dogs. Who's a player you would be excited to be advancing in the big dog that is not chalk? I want you to state a player who you'd be excited to be advancing who is not chalk. Kittle. Kittle's a great one. We're going. We'll keep it. First, we'll check myself. I have a ton of Kittle. I actually feel like the fact that my advance rate is not strong negative with big bags of Kittle, big bags of Mike Evans, not a lot of JSN, feels really good. I'm 2 of 20 for Kittle. Ladd and Brian Thomas Jr. Dude, their advance rates were so low before. Brian Thomas Jr.'s advance rate was like 6%, and I doubt it went up that much even with the touchdown. I don't know why it's not working right now. Click the hold refresh. Yeah, Rashee Rice is a great one. We'll look at him. Spears, no, man. I like Spears to me, if you advance Spears, you're like, okay, I have a dart throw at running back, but you're not like fist pumping having any Titans at all. Okay, who did I just say? Whatever. Let's just look at Rashee Rice's advance rate. There could be 500 other sites. I'm quite loyal to this site. This guy gave us the database. I'm happy other people are making tools too. It is egregious, though, for anyone to take the BBMDB name. This stands for Best Ball Mania Database. So cease and desist, Best Ball Data Muse. No, you can't be taking the same initials, BB. Like I saw people call him BBDMB. BB, like it's too close. You got to get new initials, okay, man? You're doing good stuff. We need new initials. Well, what are you going to do? Is Tyrone Tracy going to break his shoulder? Like, I urge people to try to think about why some players are valuable. Obviously, Scotabo looks good, right? Like, going to take the L on how he looks. However, he just was not going to get the full workload with Tyrone Tracy, who is also pretty good at football. I guess Rashee Rice, just as like a blanketed thing, is too much for it right now. All right, I'm 1 of 15, and I'm stoked to be advancing any. Josh Allen and Mahomes, CMC, Judkins, Rachaad White, Woody Marks, Brashard Smith, Dameon Pierce. Josh Allen Mahomes is like, I do this combo once every year. You have to. Two best quarterbacks in football. Drake London, Xavier Worthy, Emeka Egbuka, Rashee Rice, coming at the right time. Khalil Shakir, Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney's been so disappointing with the time missed. Josh Palmer, also hurt. Romeo Dobbs, Loveland, and Kincaid. Pretty fun squad there. Nice to have like these 14th round Judkins teams. Those are crazy, you know? It's usually running slow when he's like making changes. 7%. 5 straight running backs to end. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I went anchor CMC. Then I went wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver, running back. I like the swing at Woody Marks and Dameon Pierce, just trying to land one guy, and then Brashard Smith with Mahomes is fun. The Mahomes, like, I can't even believe this team's advancing right now. I guess it's just like Josh Allen, CMC, Emeka Egbuka is mostly why. Dalton Kincaid, Rachaad White, timely game, Judkins. Gilbert Arenas 0 for 150. I still think the team should stand. Okay, we're going to let it load for Rashee Rice. Ugh. I have no idea what Gilbert Arenas' underdog name is. I think it's like Gil 0 or something like that. All right, well, whatever. Let's move forward to the big dog. I'm in 9 Gilbert pods. So, yeah, I mean, if I had wanted to, I could have drafted with Gilbert Arenas like 150 times. I chose not to. 11% for Rashee Rice, by the way. Pretty crazy. Now let's look at this. Who's got the most Rashee Rice? Well, I think if anything, this past week is a reminder that things can change very quick in best ball land, right? Like in managed, I had a team that had like Tyreek Hill, Puka, Amika Igbuka, and then life comes at you fast, All right, Book It Boy and Jay Green. Let's see how you're doing. These guys took big stands on Rashee Rice. Book It Boy doing very nice. 39 out of 150 with Rashee Rice coming back home. Now, there's like a small chance that Rashee Rice is not fully healthy. But I don't think that's a big thing. Pretty good team here. Way too many running backs. Like, this is an example of a team that is good, but has errors in it as far as like winning money in the playoffs. In no universe did he need to start a draft running back, then take a guy who you're banking on points for, and then take 4 more running backs, right? And a third quarterback. I think Richardson and at least 1 running back should have been 2 wide receivers. And it doesn't matter for the regular season, maybe, but it does matter when you get into the playoff pods and you want live scores, right? Where it's just like you just don't need all of these dudes. Do you think Spears is a guy to own right now in managed? He's like, what? The Titans suck. Like, let's just be honest. There are no Titans pieces where you're excited about. Like, I have a 5-5-5 team that has Spears, and I'm like, okay. Gills Arena 0. Yeah, we're not even going to look at that because that's what the tinfoil hat people want to look at. They want to be like, the contest integrity has been ruined with Gills Arena. You used to be able to see how often you drafted with someone. Who's got the most Eliminator teams? I made the I think it's like Diablo. Yeah. I unfortunately made the unlucky list. So I had one matchup lose 100.32 versus 100.08. And this team had Colston Loveland on it. So I just needed one more catch from Loveland. Is what it is. Well, no. I mean, some people who are too online legitimately think that because Gilbert Arenas drafted bad teams that like it meaningfully changes anything about the contest. Which it doesn't, right? I'm a 70% favorite with Davis. That's about as high as he goes. Okay, guys, name some players. Name some players, and we'll look at some of my teams look like that and see if we like them. See if we like these teams as far as dreaming. Just add a couple more words in there. It's egregious. Protect the sanctity. Trey Tucker. Seven Trey Tucker teams. We'll just look at the top one. Oh, we already looked at that team. That's my best team. We'll look at the second best one. Josh Allen, Justin Fields, Saquon, Ken Walker, Pacheco. Pacheco looking a little bit better. Brian Robinson, Javonte, A.J. Brown. See, A.J. Brown is a guy who it doesn't matter how the regular season goes. I would be excited to have him on a playoff team because he's going to be low owned, and it's A.J. Brown. J-Mo, Debo, Keon, Rashid Shaheed, Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant's looking a little bit better as the season goes. Yoshi Voss is like dead. Trey Tucker. So pretty exciting team, mainly because of the Bills-Eagle stack. Rico Dowdle. I actually drafted a lot of Rico, and I had to like slow down. So I didn't draft much Rico in August, but I did draft a lot in May, June. And I must have like the worst Rico teams, but this is my best one. Josh Allen and Baker. Achane, ETN, Ray Davis, Rico, Justice Hill, Marshawn Lloyd, who I think could still make a statement. Puka, Mike Evans. So nice to be dragging Mike Evans along. Chris Olave, George Pickens in the 7th. Cup, Keon, Christian Kirk, Josh Palmer, Kittle. So nice to be able to drag Mike Evans and George Kittle. Like, this team is advancing firmly right now. It's in first by... Wait, what? Did I click the wrong thing? It's in first by 50 points, and it has Kittle and Mike Evans on it. Like, that's what's exciting. Let's just look at what do we think the advance rate of Kittle and Mike Evans together are. Keon, he's the same thing. He's a better slot that's going to be live to have a 2-touchdown game here or there. And honestly, with how the Bills defense is looking, like, might get some games. Did you already run this, Kadarius, Tony? I mean, trading Achane for Jefferson in Dynasty is probably a win by itself. And I like Achane. Less than 5%. Did you run it? Because it runs so slow for me right now. I'll be right back. Wow. So Kittle and Mike Evans combined are advancing less than 3% right now, or less than 4%, 3.4%. So to be able to, like, that's an example of, like, that's an example of something you'd be very excited about in a top-heavy tournament like this. Having JSN, having Emeka Egbuka, having Puka Nacua, having Jonathan Taylor, having James Cook, having just having the chalk guys who score well, that feels great. But the truth is, once you get jumbled up together and shaken out in the playoff pods, you know, that's when you want unique pieces. So, like, why was that team able to drag those guys together? Because it has Puka. Okay, so that's the chalk. It has Achane. Okay, so that's chalk. It has Rico Dowdle. That's chalk. It has Travis Etienne. That is chalk. It has George Pickens in the 7th. That is chalk, but it's rare because it's in the 7th. And that's like really it. And that's allowing it to drag low-owned Mike Evans, low-owned George Kittle, low-owned Cade Otton, who's like going to become chalk because of all the injuries. A lower-owned Cup, a lower-owned Keon, Chris Olave at moderate ownership. Maybe Marshawn Lloyd becomes something. I'm down to one survivor team. Thank you for the reminder. I went with the Raiders last week. A lot of people went with the Steelers over the Browns. Do I want to choose the Steelers over the Bengals? My rule of thumb is like you just never choose Thursday night football. Because, like, what's better spots? Okay, the Patriots, they're in a great spot against the Titans. Like, that might be my pick. The Bears against the Saints, that's a decent spot. Like, I've used a lot of middling teams. So, like, I feel good about the equity of my one entry. But, like, yeah, I don't want to choose, like, the Chiefs just to get a win, you know? Teams to consider, I think, would be, like, the Jets, the Panthers, winner of this game, Bears, Steelers, Pats. Nothing to do with this game. Don't even really want to touch that one. Don't even really want to touch these three. The Eagles, you know. But I'll probably go with the Pats and get knocked out. I think Terry is not playing. So, who's another guy? George Kittle. Yeah. George Kittle would be smashing, man. And maybe I'd be like, oh, I have such great advance rates. But again, that's not what wins you the money here, folks. Just it. And teams, I barely have any. God, man, I don't know what's going on today. All right, we'll just look manually. The old manual stuff. Okay, something I'm curious about is, are these listed in point scored order? Yes, they are. I think. Just as I close it. All right, Gonzo. Thanks for I think you super chatted me twice. I can't tell if you did. I don't know how to refund you, but just tell me next week that you super chatted me and I'll pull something up for you because I don't know how to refund a super chat. I think the Commanders are legit, man, just because they lost. Misspelled life. Here's my best big board. 877. What's your guys' best big board? Thank you, Travis. Yeah, it's just an old college injury that, you know, when I'm fit and everything, it's fine, but when I'm not, is not. Okay, so Goff Love, JT, Cook, Hampton, Rashad White, Braylon Allen, Marshawn Lloyd, Jamar Chase, J-Mo, Reed, Pickens, Jalen McMillan, Keenan, Alec Pierce, Parker Washington, Torrey Horton, Tucker Kraft, Goddard Henry. Mixed bag there. Okay. Now, this is hilarious. This guy wants me to check out a little board. A little board. Not even the big board, the little board. All right. Misspelled life. In the contest? My favorite people are the people who like don't factor in that the big board advances 3 out of 12, and then they'll just blanket combine their advance rates for Best Ball Mania and the big board and be like, I'm advancing 30%. Totally ignoring that one is okay, so he clearly said, do not look at his team that's in 13th. Look at this team. You're piquing my curiosity. I'm going to look at this one first, Gonzo, and maybe that was your strat. Drake May, Justin Fields, Derek Carr. Gibbs, Taylor, Cook, Chuba. 4 running backs. Cook in the third. Pickens, Reed, Igbuka, Shaheed, Cup, Wandale, Thielen, Booty, Polk, Tucker. Polk, pour one out. Trey Tucker, though. Tucker Kraft, Pat Fryermuth, Harold. I mean, this has all the hits. It's got Derek Carr. We were all drafting Derek Carr. Okay, now he wants to look at this team. Hurts, Fields, Rodgers. Good. Judkins, Jones, Catabo, Swift, Devin Neal. Devin Neal, man. Rashad White, Jordan James. So good running back room. Aaron Jones, you need him back soon. I do too. Kind of fun that just Scatabo and Judkins have been carrying you around right now. Drake London, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, George Pickens, Wandale, Trey Tucker, all good there. Ferg, Kmet, Higbee. So Kmet is obviously going to trend down. Higbee is trending up as long as Puka is missing time. What's my best DK? I have no idea, man. I'm coming out of a rabbit hole of muscle relaxers. I literally have no idea. Wow, guys. We got the guy who's currently 4th overall in the Pug 2. This is a great bit, guys. Tell me the fringe tournament that you are leading. Like, I want to hear from the big dog leading the Rottweiler too. And also, maybe an unpopular take, BBMDB, but if these fringe tournaments are slowing us down, delete them. Delete. We don't need the Flock Community Contest 7. You know? That's my take. What were we even looking at? Here, 4th in the palm. Let's see. I am 290th in the big dog. I got one eliminator, Todd. The one that Davis and I drafted together. The Team of Destiny. All right, Justin, we got you. King Schuster. All right, so what week is it? It's week 7. So let's do the math. End of week 2, 75. End of week 3, 37.5. End of week 4, 18. End of week 5. End of week 6. End of week 7. So expected teams for 150 maxers 2. I'm below that. I'm at 1. Obviously, we're dealing with small numbers here. So if I was at 2, I'd be at average. At the end of this week, you're expected to have 1. So basically, if I advance this week, I'm right back up to expectation. And yeah, now it's just how far can your one team go? Anyways, Justin, 87% favorite is what this thing says. Now, you're not out of the water. Okay, Josh Allen's on bye, actually. I was going to say was Josh Allen could drop 40 anytime. He's on bye, so you're out of water with that. You got the advantage at quarterback. You got the 2v1. He has CMC, though. You have Bijan, though, and Kyron, and Kamara, and White, and Rico, and Chubb. So a lot of good here. He's got CMC, Swift, who I think is maybe not going to play, 2 in blue. So he is much worse at running back. You got to dodge the CMC blow-up game. London, Tet, Jordan Addison versus Ladd, Pickens, Diggs. Hollywood, Pittman, QJ, who I think is going to play. Dami Brown, Josh Reynolds versus. So, I mean, it's a little bit edge to him as far as like the quality of the players, but it's a little bit edge to you because you're not far off and you got quantity. And then you have the best tight end of anyone with Jake Ferguson. So Yeah, I'd say you're a pretty strong favorite. But that doesn't really matter if CMC scores 50 points. So Davis and I ran into a 4-quarterback team. That's really a 2-quarterback team. So, okay, advantage us at quarterback. And also it might be a 1-quarterback team because we don't know if McCarthy's playing. We also ran into a Joe Mixon team. That feels good. So advantage us at running back. We got CMC, Achane, and a bunch of guys versus, David Montgomery and Javonte. Man, Davis and I are running peer for this matchup. We ran into Malik Neighbors and Joe Mixon. Obviously, advantage us at wideout. Although it really depends if Mike Evans plays because this guy's got Nico, JSN, Pickens. Pearsall's a no this week. Diggs. He also has Tyler Warren. And we just have Pitt. So, we're pretty strong in favorite here, but, we're not out of the water by any means. Because, if these guys score well and then these wide receivers score well and, we have a couple duds, we could get bounced. There's a practice update on him. What's the update on Chase Brown? I'm going to reiterate that my outlook of this past weekend's games are not great, but I'm going to guess it's the same thing, that P. Ryan mostly plays third downs. No, I do not think IR is in play for Bucky if he was not already on IR. A team looks very foolish if they do not IR a player and then they IR him after. That opens them up having to deal with questions, which no one wants to deal with. Who are we looking at? I don't remember. All right, folks. That's what I got. I am alive. No, I don't think Joe Mixon. I don't know, man. Joe Mixon's out there on waivers, and I didn't even put a claim for him. I am alive. I should stream tomorrow. Maybe not. Maybe I'll do Saturday morning, but I'm alive. I'm trending up. I was, old watch. Take care of yourself. Henry or Bucky? I think I'd say Bucky there. Yeah, weekly rankings will be Friday or Saturday. No, I do not have any Kamani Vidal teams. Do you? Does anyone? All right, folks, take care of yourselves. Peace.